How's it going, folks? I hope you had an awesome Christmas. Mine was amazing, filled with family, friends, lots of food, drink, and then some more food, and then more drink, and lots of snacks, board games. It was amazing. We had an amazing time, and I really hope that you had an amazing time as well. Not like some of these idiots that were console warring, and I know that this got nothing to do with their culture because we all know who they are. On Christmas Day, it's like they've got nothing better to do with their lives. At that point, you really do know that console warring is literally everything they have to go with. And it's really sad. But you know what? It didn't really end there, did it? So let's have the drop because this is really interesting. Alright, so you're seeing this over here. Now, Stalker 2 is a pretty good game. Some will say it's an amazing game. It didn't launch in the best of fashions. I think we can all agree on that. But I think it's had like, what, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 fixes now over the last three patches. It's finally in a place where if you really want to jump in, now's a really good time to jump in. But the amount of copium that is filled with this thread is insane by Hunter. This was posted on Christmas Day, but the amount of copium that is filled within this post of, oh, no one wants it anyway, but if it ever comes to PlayStation, Game of the Year material, boys! So this is going to be one definitely for the receipts. But it doesn't stop there, right? Now they're going on about Indiana Jones, which arguably by everyone's standard, whether you're playing it on Xbox or PC, is Game of the Year material if it was even actually allowed to be nominated within the time period. It missed it, that's its own fault. But you know what? James over here just has to be salty. And this is the best part, right? Plays best on PS5 Pro. Now, my dude James over here is trying to say that his PS5 Pro is better than a 4090 PC. And by the time it comes to PlayStation 5, the 5090 should be landing, but he is still insinuating that Indiana Jones is best played on a PS5 Pro as opposed to a 5090 PC. Now, I don't know about you guys, but maybe he's had one too many to drink. It is Christmas after all. But this type of level of stupidity, this level of brain rot dead, can only come from one camp. And that is the blue camp. But that's enough with me mocking the ponies because there's a whole list of them and I really can't be bothered on this day. I want to get into the main topic of the discussion, and I'm not using Icon Era as a source. This is just the first one that came up because I've seen this posted multiple places as well. I've also had a few people reach out to me yesterday, which I've read today, which is why there was no... Well, I wasn't going to make a video yesterday, and it's Christmas Day. Who in their damn mind is making a video on Christmas Day? Unless you don't celebrate, of course. But anyway, apparently CES will confirm Xbox Steam OS Windows console made by Lenovo, Samsung, and Dell. Now, we know that these partnerships are happening. We've known from the start of the year that this is the direction Microsoft has been going. In fact, I can comfortably say that since Phil came in with the whole ecosystem in 2016, 2017, this has always been the direction that they've been going. Prior to that, this was never a thing. And I've been seeing a bunch of Xbox fans saying, that this was always the direction. No, that wasn't. That's just your copium. Up until the Xbox One failure, it was never the direction. But they repivoted and ABK just sped that up exponentially. And we're here now. So I'm actually quite excited for the way they're going. Now, obviously, someone on my stream last week, was it Tuesday? Actually, it was on Tuesday this week. I actually said, that I keep capping for exclusives. I do. I actually want the best of both worlds. I want exclusives and the ecosystem that comes with it. Because the ecosystem is amazing and it's allowed me to game more. And exclusives mean you just get better quality games because they're tailored for less machines. Even though PC does kind of complicate that. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? So exclusives are cool. And so is the ecosystem. I want the best of both worlds. I guess you can't, and you could. I guess you really can't have the best of both worlds. But anyway, divulging all of that, we come apparently at the CES. We may even get a glimpse at the Xbox OS. Now, this is not confirmed, but it is a possibility that we may actually see the Xbox OS running on Windows, showing you how it basically works. Now, this is really cool because Lenovo has invited Valve and Xbox, and they're both going to be doing their presentation. But this could be the very beginning of that next transition for Xbox that will cement what they are doing going forward. This will be a pivotal moment. Now, obviously, if nothing comes from this, it's going to be a little bit red-faced because everyone is kind of expecting that next step, and Microsoft has been promising something big, and at least by the end of this year. It looks like it's not going to happen by the end of this year, and if it happens in January, so be it. A month late, whatever. But this is the sort of thing that we were kind of expecting, something huge and revolutionary. What does this actually mean, though? Well, this actually means that potentially, considering the Xbox Series X is a PC anyway, it's pretty much built like a PC. It runs on DirectX 12U, which is also supported by Windows. We could be seeing titles from Steam actually workable on the Xbox. Now, this isn't saying that it's going to happen. They may leave it for the next generation with the whole new revamped OS, but what I'm saying is it's a possibility that we could be seeing that Steam icon over on our current Xbox Series consoles. Now, whether this will only be for the Series X or both the Series X and S is another matter. Clearly, Windows has really low specs, all the way down, and games are running as well as they can on those low specs. So the Series S might play a role in this, but at least when it comes to the Series X, this is a real possibility that it could happen, and obviously this will open the gateway to more games. This just means that as far as Sony's concerned, they wouldn't have to pay any extra real fee, any extra money, or invest anything in actually getting these games ported, because we all know that Sony eventually is going to start putting games onto Xbox as well. It's just an inevitability. But if they really want, this will actually save them a metric ton of money. We're already seeing Lego Horizon coming along, and I know people are going to start coping. It's a Lego game. It's a PlayStation IP. Deal with it. And, Siren is another one that's rumored to be going multi-plat as well, PC and potentially Xbox as well. Rumored. I didn't say it is. I'm not saying I've heard anything. And like Gamer for Life, who thinks he's, some kind of genius saying that I'm an insider, I've never once claimed to being an insider. I've just said what I've heard. I have contacts within the industry. Whether, they tell me stuff or not is irrelevant. But I'm not an insider. I've never claimed to be an insider. I've worked in the games industry. I have friends in the industry. I have friends who turn up on Twitch when I'm playing that are from the industry, and we just chat about stuff within legal bounds. But you know what? It's all there for everyone to see. I'm not an insider. But what I'm saying here is, it's going to be interesting because if the Steam OS does appear on Xbox, that could open up a whole new category, just a whole new breadth of gaming for Xbox gamers. But I suspect this is going to be left for the next generation. But it will be really, really interesting to see what this is going to look like. Because we all know that the Steam Deck 2 is arriving sometime in a couple of years, or maybe 3 years. Maybe even Valve and Microsoft might actually come together and put their brains to work and get it working. One of the big things that Xbox gamers really don't like about Steam OS is the fact that Game Pass doesn't work on there. What if now, if Game Pass integrated as of the CES into Steam Deck would then have the Game Pass option, and instead of needing the Game Pass app, this would just bypass that and go straight to Steam and allow, if you've got the game on Game Pass, if you've bought it on the Xbox app or your Xbox, through Steam, you can now download it onto your Steam Deck and play natively through Steam. Now, this would be actually amazing, and that would be a nice little workaround because Microsoft is very not friendly with Linux. They don't like it, especially with the access to root zero. They just don't want it, and they're just, like many companies, they try to avoid it. But this would be a really nice workaround for them to get it. And you know what? And you know what? This would actually benefit Steam Deck. Because now, those on the edge, even if they wanted to jump in at the low-end model of the 349.99, you can upgrade the memory card later, the storage, you would actually be able to play your native Xbox games on Steam Deck for free. It would instantly propel its value and make it way more lucrative to the actual consumer. So as far as Steam Deck is concerned, and Valve is concerned, not only will this now promote their Steam Deck more, Microsoft will advertise it more people will jump into the Steam ecosystem. It's a win-win situation for Valve. There's no negatives here. Because I've got Indiana Jones on Game Pass. I'm not buying it on Steam. That's not happening. I'm getting the collector's edition, and that's going to be the Xbox version, so I'm not buying it on Steam. But if I'm playing my Steam Deck, and I'm in the ecosystem, when I see a nice sale or a nice game that I want to buy, I'll probably buy it. Do you see how this works? So as far as they're concerned, this is a win-win. But as it goes right now, CES25 apparently is going to bring them all together, and this is probably going to be one of the biggest moments for Xbox. This will pretty much cement their ways, and I guess will be a farewell goodbye to the traditionalist console. I know Jez said that the next console will be traditionalist, but everything we're seeing now is pointing completely against it. And with the whole revisionist consoles that we've known about since January 15th through that leaked Discord post, well, it kind of seems like it's now coming full circle, and it's taken a year to get there. So, we don't have that much long left. January will be when the CES turns up. What do you think about this whole Xbox, Steam OS, Windows consoles kind of coming together into like one big Xbox OS or some kind of Windows OS and, working together to create these new machines? Will we actually see the new, revisionist consoles by Lenovo, Samsung, Dell, Asus? Will we see them at the CES? I think there's a big chance that we will. And I think this will be the beginning to a whole new future for Xbox. And whether you're in it or not is entirely up to you. I know people are talking about 3DO as being the precedent because they tried this previously and it failed historically, but times have changed. The 3DO came out, 30 years ago? Almost 40 years ago? I'm just spitballing here. A lot has changed in those times, and you know what? PC, a high-end PC rig is still quite expensive. Not mid-spec or something, but a high-end PC rig is still expensive. And if these PC hybrids come out at a affordable price, they will definitely have a market. And as long as they're playing your backwards compatible games, there will be a market there to buy those machines. And with them being made by the manufacturers prominent and popular within their territories, they will have a higher success rate at selling those as well and getting more people into the ecosystem of Game Pass. And that is ultimately the biggest goal, increasing that subscription. I don't know, folks. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion. And I really hope you had a wonderful day yesterday and you're having a chill, relaxed day today watching this content. Leave a comment below letting me know how your day went and what you think about this information. Right. Have an awesome rest of your year and remain legend.